Oh no. No, don't do me dirty. Nope, I can just like crazy. Oh, okay, this one's not too bad. Mail time. Mail time. Alright guys, so today I've got the Dillenger Opia. So this is another foldable bike and I got it mailed to me. So I'm going to do a little unboxing and then we'll get into the review. So let's get started. Oh yes. Oh yeah. So we got the pedals and we also got the charger. Yep, charger. Saddle. This looks like a really comfy seat actually. You've got the Kenda tires and wheels. You guys probably know by now, I'm not very good at unpacking. I'm actually really hard at this. Oh, that's cool. You've obviously got your Opia bike. So pretty nice looking actually, and handlebars, which I've yet to fit. I'll fit that on. Quick release, the front wheel. Let's put this baby together. Ta-da! So now it's time to go get the tires pumped up and we can start testing it. So my bike pump actually broke and I have this little air compressor, but the only issue with it is you need to plug it into a car. So we're gonna have to start my car. This is so unreliable and so loud. I'm not even sure this is actually working. Well, actually it's working. Okay guys, so that was a wrap. That's the Opia unboxing. So I'll actually get into riding it for a bit and testing it out and see how it does in my reviews. Today I have the Opia from the guys at Dillenger. So, you know, we gotta get to work, right? And sometimes that involves walking. Sometimes walking may be too fast. So this is where the Opia comes in. It's a street legal bike with a 250 watt motor. Aims to get you to work and back, you know, without breaking a sweat. So I guess we'll test it out and see how we go.
The simple foldable bike presents us with a seamless one-piece-like frame. This is foldable with a slightly bigger mid-tube to house the battery. The Opia logo can be found on both sides of the metallic white frame, with some contrasting from the black handlebars, seat post and chain wheel. This all sits firmly on those 20-inch wheels. Onto the motor now, you can find a rear hub that is capable of providing a nominal 250 watt output. This is found at the center of the 20-inch rims wrapped in Kenda road rubber, which is what you need for a commuter bike. It provides a more efficient system, which is also helped by the fixed forks at the front. This all contributes to a very smooth sailing ride with some comfort from the large plush seat, so it won't leave your backside sore before you even start work. I'll get more into detail about that in my riding section. The brakes that are found on this are the front and rear V-brakes. These required me to fit them out of the box, just the front ones, so the performance is subject to the rider's ability to set them up. That aside, we'll show you the brake test. Oh, before I begin actually, we're going to try to standardize the brake test. Keyword, try. There's still a lot of variables, however we'll try to give you a more accurate representation of the braking performance. To do this, I'll set the camera to show about 10 meters of the testing road and ride at 25 kilometers before slamming on the brakes when I enter the screen. Like this. And from here, you guys can deduce your thoughts about the brakes, but don't worry, I'll get more into detail about that in my riding experience.
So you've just come back from the train station, so you've got to fold it up and put it back into your car, right? So we'll begin with here. Simple mechanism, unlock, and folds just like that. Pedals if you want, push them in, pull like that. Same thing on the other side. Put the seat down. Lock it. And then this thing here, lever. Like that. And it all folds into this compact size, which easily fits into your car. Just like that. Pretty simple, easy to get into the car, so when you're coming back home from work, coming from work back to home, and you come from train station, put it back in, and that's it.
The other features on this bike is a LED headlight and USB charging port from the battery. Right, I nearly forgot about the battery. So the Opia has a 36 volt 7 amp hour battery found in the frame with an opening on the left. This here allows you to charge your bike, charge your devices via USB, and also contains an on and off switch. The rubber flap makes it easy and simple to access as well. In terms of additional features, I would have liked to see a bike rack on the Opia. If a small foldable bike rack could have been incorporated into the design of this would have made it the ultimate commuter. Starting with my experience off with the brakes, at first the brakes weren't that great, but after bedding them in after a couple of days of riding, it started to improve. They weren't crazy responsive or powerful as you saw in the brake test, however they do keep the cost and weight down. The Opia's entire purpose is to purely get you from point A to point B, and if you need to stop in between, these V-brakes will stop you. Now when I first saw the Opia's motor, I thought, geez, it is tiny, so I was a little bit skeptical about its performance, especially on the hills, but it turned out to be pretty good. It's real zippy, and I guess the one thing that helps is probably the road tires. It really helps with climbing as well, as they're thinner, giving us a smooth and low friction rolling. Less friction means less work, and less work means less effort to get up the hills. Also, having smaller wheels at 20 inches really gives me a responsive ride. Although the bike is small, the Opia's design has been done really well to cater to all sizes. It held me upright with the adjustable seat and handlebars. I could tailor the e-bike to fit me. The seat didn't give me any pain when I rode 4 to 5 kilometers each session. I think the seat is very fitting for this bike because anything smaller would be uncomfortable and anything larger would be just too big and defeat the purpose of a mobile bike. With a fixed seat design, you can expect this e-bike to be pretty rough on harsh surfaces. If it requires some off-road from you or has a number of bumps and drops, I'll probably reconsider the route or the bike with a front suspension at least. This is all just a sacrifice that needs to be made for efficiency, which I think is worth it in these situations. It keeps costs low and makes riding a little bit easier, which is what we need. Diving into the mechanics now of the bike, I can say the Opia rides nicely, smooth on the road and seamless shifting from the thumb shifter. I don't think you can ask for anything more from this drivetrain. It's just for simple commuting. I found myself I sat at 5th and 6th gear most of the time and let the electric motor start me up. This allowed me to reach cruising speeds really quickly without having to change the gears too often. So how does the Opia stack up to my standards? Pretty good. Will it get you to work? Yes. Is it street legal? Yes. So the bike is good and it gets the job done as cheap and efficiently as possible, and with USB charging, lightweight frame and the flexibility to cater to riders of all heights and sizes, I can see this Opia being a popular budget portable commuter. Now, there are some changes or preferences I would have liked to have seen. These include addition of a rear rack. An e-bike like this would benefit greatly with the rear rack. Riders could hold their belongings or their groceries if they go shopping. Also, an LCD meter would have been nice, and the ability to turn off pedal assistance while the bike was on. Other than that, the bike will stand up to your task and get you from point A to point B in minimal fashion. Thanks for watching guys, and for the full review and specs hop on our website ebikingnow.com. Also like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel to stay updated. Peace out e-bikers, and remember to turn on, hop on and ride on.